How to make up to $2,500 per day by sending simple little Facebook messages to cold contacts. My name is Kenny, and before we get started, I want to ask you a quick question. If I were to guarantee you a minimum of $25 for every free message that you sent to a cold contact on Facebook, how many of them would you send every day? Please grab a pen and a piece of paper. Reading to you is dumb, so I'm going to be talking a lot about stuff that's not written on the slides here, and you're going to want to jot down a lot of notes because this is not like the videos that you're used to seeing. I'm actually going to teach you a lot of stuff here, so you want to grab a pen, piece of paper, take some time, and start writing. I want to show you some testimonials from what we're going to be talking about here before we get going. I wanted to say thank you for the help. I contacted 11 prospects, like you said, and booked 9 appointments. My first appointment was a reschedule. That happens every once in a while. My second appointment closed at $1,500 per month. This is seriously a game changer, and I'm only on day number 1. Feel free to use this as testimonial if you want. That was from July 3rd, which is actually 3 days ago, but I took the image yesterday, so there you go. This is from the same day. This is a person that I work with. I talked to this person a little bit more, so this is kind of like a one-on-one type deal, but I gave it to one of my coaching clients, and I just want to report back as per our conversation. Contacts 45. That means you reach out to 45 people via Facebook Messenger. Cold contacts. I'm going to show you how to do it. Everything that this person did, 29 appointments out of 45 contacts, which, by the way, is not really all that good. Closed 9 out of 15. 14 appointments are next week. Total revenue from that one prospecting session, $8,500 recurring revenue, MR, monthly recurring revenue. I'll update again at the end of the week. He updates me with his stats at the end of every week. So what you just saw are some of the results from the students that I've been working with here. And what they're doing is sending simple little text messages via Facebook Messenger to cold contacts. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in this free training video. So here's the angle. Here's how it works. We're going to be selling a service, right? And the service really doesn't make all that much of a difference. You're going to hear me say over and over and over again, selling is selling. The product doesn't matter. The product has to be good, but what you sell doesn't matter, right? So if you're selling landscaping, you sell it the same way you sell search engine optimization, or if you're selling SEO, you sell it the same way you sell roofing or driveways or pools. It doesn't make a difference. The process always stays the same. So we're going to sell a service using what's called the connection and hook model instead of the traditional sales model. We're going to go over all that. So you're going to learn that here. Don't worry about it right now. The reason why we use that is because it's very easy to prospect people this way. And I'll tell you this before we go any further. If you are not where you want to be financially, there's one reason why and one reason only. It's because you don't have enough people to sell to. Okay. Another way to put that is your pipeline. You probably heard this before. Your pipeline of deals is not full enough. If your pipeline of deals is overflowing, you never have to worry about finances again. You also don't have to worry about people dropping off, right? I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, I'll close a deal and then they'll cancel in the first month. Well, first of all, if that's the case, your product probably sucks, right? Or your service or whatever. But another way to look at it is if I have a lot of people canceling after month 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, I don't care about that so much if my pipeline is overflowing with prospects, okay? That's what we're going to be teaching you how to do here in this video. So it's easy to prospect, very, very easy to close the deal and take the money. It's easy to prove that you're worth the money, right? You got to prove to them that what you're going to do is actually going to work. And this angle, taking this angle, the connection and hook method, it's very easy to prove to them that you're worth what you're asking, whether that's a $500 a month fee or $1,000 or $10,000 or $100, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's very easy to prove to them that you're worth the fee that you're charging, and that fee could be anything. And it's also very easy to provide it, and it's very easy to preserve. So my company here, what we focus on is basically 5 things. Number 1, prospecting all the time. Number 2, pitching. When we prospect, we find qualified prospects, we try to sell them something. We pitch them, we present them an offer. Then we close them very hard. If they say no, we rebut it. They say no again, we rebut it again, and we continue to close them until they say yes. If they hang up on us or they throw us out of the office or whatever, then what we do is we follow up with them like crazy, okay? Once we get that deal closed, then we have to provide that service and preserve the relationship that was built. Those are only 5 things that we focus on. If we're outside of one of those 5 things, we're wasting time. And I suggest you look at your business the same way. So prospect, pitch, close, provide, and preserve. Those are the 5 things that you want to be focusing on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, obviously, during your work time, right? So here's how the process goes. We have a cold contact. Now, these are not just random people. We're not spamming people. We're contacting them for a reason. And we're going to get into why that is here in a second. We have a cold contact. That leads to booking the appointment. And the booked appointment either leads to a closed deal or a free trial of something, okay? Now, again, I'm going to break all this down for you, so don't freak out about it. It's very simple to follow, and I'll go through each and every step with you, so don't worry about it right now, okay? The math behind this. Every time you walk into a deal, write this down. Every time you walk into a deal, do the math before you walk into it, and then go backwards, right? So if I'm going to walk into, let's say I want to make $10,000 a month, right? And my service is $500 a month. I'm going to do the math on that. And I'm going to say, okay, in order to get to 10,000, I need to close 20 people, right? I want to get $10,000 a month. It's a $500 a month service. I got to get 20 deals, okay? If my closing ratio is 20%, how many prospects do I need? How many appointments do I need? 100, right? If I'm going from cold to appointment at a 10% rate, I need 100 appointments. I need 1,000 leads. Where do I get 1,000 leads from? That's my only focus, right? I'm doing the math and then I'm working backwards. So charge $500 a month. If I contact 100 people, 20 of them say yes to an appointment, okay? And you're terrible. Let's say you're terrible at selling stuff, right? If you're the worst salesperson in the world, 20 of them say yes to an appointment. 5 of those people turn into paying clients. That's $2,500 per month in income from just talking to 100 cold contacts on Facebook. Now, if you remember the testimonials I showed you earlier, these numbers are like nauseatingly bad. Like I need a Tums, right? This is horrible, right? This is the worst possible scenario. 100 people, 20 of them say yes. In reality, 80 of them should say yes. When you see how I prospect, you'll understand why, and I'll show you that in a second. And out of those people, almost all of them should say yes to either the deal that you're presenting or a free trial, okay? So, but worst case scenario, out of that pool, $2,500 if you're charging $500 per month. And in the real world, you could do this every day, right? This could be done in a month. It could be done in a week. It could be done, whatever. But you could contact 100 people a day. That's not really that big of a deal to write 100 messages to cold people on Facebook. And again, I'm going to show you who they are, who you need to contact, right? Where to find them and all that stuff, and what to send and what to say and all that. The numbers start to compound after the first week. This is very important that you understand this, okay? If you're selling something to somebody, right? You have to first find the market, then you have to find the leads in the market, then you got to qualify those leads into prospects. Once you have the prospects, then you got to pitch them, you got to present your offer, you got to close the deal, you got to provide what you promised, and you got to preserve it, right? But if those numbers don't affect your next deal, then you have a problem, right? So what I mean by that is, let me just give you a quick example. If I'm selling cars, I sold cars for about 18 months or so. If I'm selling cars, right? Every time I roll a car off the lot, I'm taking a short video with the person in the car, right? Getting a written testimonial from that person. I'm getting feedback from that person. Me and that person are taking a picture of each other, right? We're taking a selfie with each other. So the reason why I'm doing that is because now I can use that deal to propel me into the next one. Because when the next person sits down at my desk, I say, hey, yeah, I have these pictures here of all these people that bought cars from me, whatever. I could show them all the results from the prior people, and it makes them feel more comfortable, and it helps me close deals. So that's why this is so fascinating to me, because the numbers compound on themselves in a very short period of time after 1 week, which is kind of unheard of, okay? And here's how it works. So you charge $500 a month. 100 people say yes. We just went through this, right? 100 people, you contact 100 people, 20 say yes, 5 turn into paying customers, $2,500 a month in income. And like we said, you can do this every day. You can do it every week. You can do it every month, however you want to break it down, right? So let's use this on a weekly basis, okay? Contact 100 people in a week. 20 of them say yes to an appointment. 5 of them turn into paying customers. That's $2,500 a month in income. Very simple math, right? But in week 2, you now have testimonials from the first week, right? You have follow-up from the first week. You have feedback from the first. You have all that stuff that's building in that pipeline. So what's going to happen is Now, out of the 100 people, because you have the testimonials, because you have follow-up, because you have feedback, because you have all that stuff, 30 of them are going to say yes to an appointment. 8 of them are going to turn into paying clients. And now you have $6,500 a month in income, counting the last week, right? So it's $2,500 plus another $4,000. And then in week 3, you have more prospects in the pipeline. See how the pipeline is now overflowing? So the finances are kind of not out the window. We don't have to stop worrying about them because income is the most important thing in the world. It's not that we're not worried about them, but the income is just naturally growing by continuously doing what we first started. I'm not telling you to go 100 contacts in the first week, 200 in the second week, 300 in the fourth week. I'm just telling you to do the same thing either daily, which is what you can do here, or weekly, okay? Because as you contact people, your numbers are going to compound on themselves because you're getting testimonials, you're getting feedback, you're getting deals done, and all that stuff, okay? And the math, if you really work it out over the course of a year, over the course of 6 months, over the course of 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is absolutely mind-blowing. I just showed you a map to make $11,500 on a $500 product, and that's cheap. $500 a month is cheap. For any kind of service out there, that's not that much money. So I just showed you a map to go from 0 today to $11,500 in 3 days if you wanted to do it, by writing messages on Facebook to 100 people a day, okay? Calculate that out for a year and tell me what you get. It's a lot of money. This is the first product, because of the math, this is the first product that I've ever been involved in my life where I am actually going to be starting a business with you following the steps. So we'll basically be doing it together, right? You're going to be doing it brand new. I'm going to be doing it with you. Now, I've done this before, right, with the business that I currently run. But I'm going to actually start a separate company and do it along with you, and you guys will be able to follow along, which is kind of cool. So here's the angle. Let's go through this so you understand who to contact, how to contact them, right? That's what we're all here for. The common connection. What am I looking for? What I'm looking for here is a way to reach out to somebody that I know is a qualified prospect. Let's get that out of the way. What's a qualified prospect? They already want, need, or desire what I'm offering. Number 1. Number 2, they can afford it. Number 3, they can make a decision right now. That's a qualified prospect. Write that down, memorize it, understand it. If you're talking to anybody that's not qualified, you're wasting your time. So I need to find people that have a common connection, are qualified, and that common connection is outside of business. Preferably. Doesn't always have to be that way, but I would prefer it if, let's say, I'm a huge hockey fan, right? So let's say I can find someone in a hockey group on Facebook that's also a business owner, and the business he owns does revenue of $10 million a year, and they've been in business for 5 years, okay? They're a qualified prospect, and I have a common connection outside of the business world, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to meet them outside of business. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they write messages on Facebook is the first thing they do, and I get this all the time, you probably get it too, they'll friend request you, they'll send you a message, and the first thing they'll say is, hey, I got this great thing, here's the link, check it out. Bad idea. Terrible. You're not going to get anywhere doing that, okay? So what we do is we meet them, preferably if we can, we meet them outside of the business world, and then we bring them in, using the messages, okay? So we want to find the common connection. Next, the hook. The hook is very simple. First thing I'm going to do, let's use the example, the hockey thing, right? So I'm in a group that's, I'm an Islander fan. So let's say I'm in a group of Islander people, right? They're all Islander fans. And I find someone who owns a business inside that group, and I say, hey, man, that Travis Hamonic trade, I don't know, man. We sent him off for picks. He was a 20-minute-a-night guy. He had a great contract. He was here for another 3 years. We sent him off. I don't know if and then he writes back, yeah, I know. I'm worried about it too. I don't know what we're going to do. And then after 2 or 3, back and forths, I say, hey, how's the plumbing business going? That's the hook, right? Hey, how's the plumbing business going? I own a company called XYZ Marketing Company here in New York. And basically what we do is we help plumbers get more leads and basically, to cut right to the chase, I find you the broken toilets, you fix them. Okay? Now that's the hook. So what I do then is after I get them interested in what it is that I'm selling, and it's like 1 or 2 lines, right? I'm not doing this for hours. I'm not consultative selling people. That doesn't work. What I'm doing is I'm hooking them quickly. Boom. It's just, I see you have this plumbing company. I can help you do this. Here's quickly what we do, 1 or 2 lines. And then I ask them right away for an appointment, and I give them a reason. I don't know if that's in here. I give them a reason as to why I can't talk about it now. So I'll say to them, hey, the Hamannik deal sucked, right? And then they'll say something back to me. And then I'll say, I see you have the plumbing business. How's that going? Hey, we can help you by getting broken toilets. You fix the toilets. Everybody loves each other. And the guy's like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. And then I say, I'm running out right now with my daughter to go to a softball game. Can't talk about it now. How's Tuesday at 3? Right? Or I say, running out to my daughter's softball game right now. Can't go over everything with you. When's a good time that we can hook up? Right? Or I'd love to talk to you about it more, but I'm headed out right now. When can we talk again? Or when's a good time for you? Whatever. Okay? I ask them for another time. Then I lock it down. I don't want the person to come back and say, oh, I'm online all the time. That's not an appointment, right? Or, shoot me a message on Wednesday sometime. I'll be around. That's not an appointment. We want to lock it down. Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Then I'm going to say to them, is there anything in the world besides like a nuclear attack from China? Is there anything in the world that's going to make you not be on Facebook Messenger or Skype or whatever appointment I book or on the telephone on Tuesday at 3 o'clock? If that person starts to say, well, I'm out to, my wife is doing this and I got this, my kids and this, my leg's falling off, whatever, I change the appointment right away. Change it right away, okay? That appointment has to be locked down solid. That's why if you go back to testimonials, you'll see that the appointments are shown. That person said he had one cancellation, right? That's really good. Okay, you're booking 19, 20, 30 appointments a week or a day or however you want to work the deal. You're booking 19, 20 appointments. You're getting one reschedule. That's really good. Okay, and the only reason that's like that, and it's not 10 or 15 out of 20, is because they're locking them down tight. All right, we know they're going to be there. So the responses are yes. That's what we hear over and over and over and over again. So here's the key to the whole thing. Okay, now, I don't know what service you're selling. I don't know what deal you're doing. I could show you all that stuff too if you want. That's not a big deal. Services that you could sell and all that. But the key to the offline world is very simply this. If you make them more than they pay you, they'll be a client forever. My consulting company started in 2007. We have 42 clients. Charge $10,500 a month. Not everybody pays that, by the way. When I first started, my first deal was $800 a month. First deal I closed. 42 clients. We lost 2 in 10 years. Why? Because I make them more than they pay me. You're making it too complicated. That's it, right? If somebody pays me $1,200 a month, if I make them $2,000, I'm not losing that guy unless I do something real stupid, right? Chances are I'm not going to lose him. Okay? If I charge someone $1,000 and I make them $5,000, they're not going anywhere. I can walk in and punch that guy in the face. He ain't going anywhere. Okay? Bottom line is if you make them more money, they're going to stay with you forever, pretty much no matter what. And it's really that simple. A lot of guys are worried about, I'm not ranking on the first page, and the Facebook ad is doing this. Listen, are you making them more than they're paying you? Okay, good. They're not leaving. It's that simple. Don't overcomplicate it. So I have another quick question for you. I know you probably tried some things in the past, quote unquote, whatever. You did some things, did some of the, the underground hacker, backdoor YouTube method or whatever. But if I were to give you a simple copy and paste model, all right, here are the people that you need to contact, right? Here's how to find them. Here's what you say to them. Here's how to get them to show up at an appointment. Here's what you do at the appointment. Okay. Here's the template for creating the presentation that's going to make them buy from you. If I gave you all that stuff, do you think you could send off 10, 15, 20, 30, 100, 200, 300, 400 messages per day on Facebook and just collect the money from them? Because that's really your only job, right? If you really wanted to do this, all you would have to do is take what I give you, put it into your Facebook, send it off, and be done with it. Very simple, okay? So do you think you can do that? Honest question, right? And if the answer is no, that's okay, fine, whatever. If the answer is yes, great. And again, I'm going to ask you, and I want you to remember this, because we're going to dive into this a little bit deeper here in a second. I want you to remember this. If I were to guarantee you a minimum of $25 for every cold Facebook message that you sent, how many would you send every day, every week, every month, however you want to work it, okay? Here's how the numbers break down again. We saw this before, right? You charge $500 a month for your service, and that's a low number. You can charge whatever you want, right? But if you charge more, the number's going to go up. So you just got to do the math different. That's all, right? Charge $500 a month for your service. You contact 100 people. 20 of them say yes. Low number. Look at the testimonials. That's a really, really low number, right? 5 of them turn into paying clients, $2,500 a month in income. That is $25 for every message that you send, whether they buy or not. And I have no idea why that smiley face has one line as an eye and a dot as an eye. I drew it. I don't know why it worked out that way. And the hair is a little bit crazy. That's how the numbers work out. And it's very important that you do the math before you walk into a deal. All right? There's only one answer to that question I just asked you, and that's as many as I possibly can, right? If I can guarantee you $25 a message, how many are you going to send? I'm going to send as many as I possibly can. I'm not going to do anything else, right? I'm just going to work like crazy, and I'm going to keep contacting these people, keep booking appointments, keep presenting the offer, keep closing the deal, keep taking the money. That's it. It's just that simple, okay? Work backwards from where you want to go. Now remember, this is a brand new client getting method that has never been shared before by anybody besides, I showed the people, about 10 people that I work with closely. But other than that, nobody else has ever seen it before, okay? Brand new, you're the first people that are actually seeing this. And here's what we're going to give you today. Video training number 1. The only reason why you aren't where you want to be. I hinted out at this before, but if you fix this one thing, financial problems go away forever. I was lucky because I fixed it at like 16 years old. And I was taught this stuff, right? I mean, I didn't make up this stuff myself. I was taught how to sell at a very young age. That's the only thing I've ever done, right? So if you could fix the prospecting issue, which is what we're talking about here, right? And that's the one thing. If you could fix the prospecting issue, and I'm going to teach you how to do that, you never have to worry about money again in your life. Why sales is kind of a myth, right? People say sales is everything. That's kind of true, but it's also kind of not true, because if you're a great salesperson, think about this. You're the best car salesman in the world, right? But the only people that you talk to are people that just bought cars. Not going to sell any, right? So sales is extremely important, but you have to sell to the right people, right? So prospecting is equally as important, I think more important than selling stuff. Why you should never sell to a market. It drives me crazy when people say, find out what the market wants, create it, and sell it back to them. You don't sell to a market, you sell to qualified prospects. It's different. We'll break it down. I'm gonna show you how to do it. This is all the intro video, by the way. The key to filling your pipeline with qualified prospects, remember, want, need, desire, ability, authority, qualified prospects that want, can afford, and can say yes to your offer right now. That's all in the introduction. I think it's like a 50-minute video. That one video covers all that stuff. Video training number 2, how to find the perfect common connection. It's going to be different for all of you, right? But I'm going to teach you how to get in front of the right people that have a common connection that you can relate to, so that you could just talk to them and it flows naturally for you, all right? I don't want you to fake it. I don't want this to be a canned deal. I want you to do it naturally. And I'm going to show you how to find those common connections so that you can. Why you must generate a list of qualified prospects before you contact anybody, and this can be done in 15 to 20 minutes. If you're the type of person, I know a lot of people like this. If you're the type of person where you say, okay, this person looks really good, I'm going to talk to this person, I'm going to try to sell them something, I'm going to try to book an appointment with this person, and you go through the process of doing that, and you talk to that person on the phone or in a meeting or on Messenger or whatever, and then that conversation is over, and then you have to go and say, okay, let's find another one, and then you do it again, and then let's find another one, and then do it again. You're wasting so much time, it's unbelievable, and you're getting out of the groove, right? When you're prospecting or selling stuff, you have to work from a list. You have to go boom, 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 and bang down that list. Yeses, nos, whatever it is, you got to bang down that list, because what happens is, when you start to get into a flow, you have to stay in it, right? That's why one of the biggest mistakes is, this is kind of getting off topic a little bit, but back in the day when I sold stock, every time someone would close a deal, like a lot of people in the office smoked cigarettes, right? So someone would go out and they'd open up a new account. As soon as they hung up the phone, they'd go out and smoke a cigarette. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? The best time to close a deal is right after you just close one. Get on the phone and call someone else. So you have to stay in that flow. That's why getting a list of qualified prospects before you contact anybody is vital, and I'm going to show you how to do it in under 15 minutes. How to enter into any location or niche and dominate it in under a week. You are going to be the man or the woman, depending on who you are, in the niche, okay? Dominate it, completely destroy it. One of the things that I say to my prospects when I talk to them is, listen, I hope, I know you probably have friends that are also roofers or lawyers or whoever I'm talking to. I know you probably have friends in the area that are also roofers or driveway people. And, I just want to let you know that we're all about like crushing people. We want to dominate. We want to be the only name that people know when it comes to roofing inside of Dallas, Texas. So I know you have friends in the industry, and I know you probably know a lot of people. I hope you're okay with putting some of them out of business, because that might happen. And if you're not okay with it, let me know. Okay, that does a couple of things. It tells me that tells them that I'm going to call on other people if they say no to me. It scares the crap out of them by telling them I'm going to put people out of business. And it also shows them that I'm not effing around. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to enter into a location, any location in the United States or any location in the world, or any niche you want, and just destroy it in seconds and be the person that people want to work with. All right, it's all about authority, creating authority and experience. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. Video training number 3, how to book appointments at an 80% rate on the first contact. This is very simple to do. Okay, we talked about before the math, and I was using 100, and then I was using 20, and then I was using 5. Those numbers are terrible. That's like the worst case of the worst. Like, listen, if you worked for my company, you did 100 contacts and you got 20 appointments, you'd be fired. I'll just put it to you that way, right? Straight up, you'd be fired right away, because you're not following the instructions. If you're doing that, you're not following what I'm teaching you. And if you're not following what I'm teaching you, I don't want you here. Okay? Your appointment ratio, cold to appointment, has to be 50%. If it's not, you're doing something wrong. All right? 80% in a week or two. Okay? And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, word for word, step by step. I've been doing this on the telephone. I've been doing this knocking on doors. Here we're going to focus on Facebook Messenger, but you can apply it to anything. The psychology and the process works the same no matter what you do it on. Video training number 4. I have to warn you before we go into this, and I know people put this on their videos all the time, but this is, I came from some pretty crazy places. This is serious, okay? So what I'm going to teach you here can and often does close people that don't need the product or service that you're selling them, or they can't afford the product or service that you're selling them. So please use this in an ethical way. All right. What in video training number 4, the other stuff, use it, pay attention to it, whatever. You can't really go off track with that stuff. Video training number 4, if you do it the wrong way, can seriously put you in prison. I have friends that were there. Okay. So you have to make sure that you're doing this ethically and the right way. All right. If you're not, you're going to be in a lot of trouble real quick. Okay. So what I'm going to teach you how to do is something called boxing people in. Okay. Now, what that means is everybody has objections. When they're going through something, everybody has objections. They're going to say no to you. Okay. But there's only so many times and for so many reasons that a no can come out. Nobody's ever just going to say no and stop. They're not going to do that. They're going to say, no, I can't afford it. No, I got to talk to my wife. No, I got to talk to my lawyer. No, I got to talk to my accountant. No, I got to look at someone else. No, I got to call another company. I got something else going on, whatever. They're going to give you a reason, right? What I'm going to teach you how to do is cut out all of those reasons so that they can't say no to you anymore, okay? And once you build those 4 walls around them, there's only 2 ways out of the conversation. Either they hang up on you, or they close the messenger out, or they throw you out of the office, or whatever the medium is, doesn't matter. Whatever it is, or they buy from you. Okay? Now, when you do this, again, there are going to be, this is why it's so important to have a list. Remember, I said it before, you got to have a list. It got to be qualified prospects. This can and often does close people that should not be closed. They shouldn't be sold your product or service. You have to be very, very careful when you're carving out who you're going to sell to, that they fit your criteria. My criteria for my consulting company, 10 million in revenue, 10 years in business, and 100 or more employees. If they don't meet those 3 things, I don't even talk to them. Because if I talk to them and I do this, I'm going to end up closing a bakery at 10 grand a month, and they're going to go out of business just from paying me. They can afford it, right? So we have to be very, very careful with it. Bonus number 1, I'm going to teach you how to outsource the entire thing, including the sales process. You can outsource all the services. That's easy. I'm going to teach you how to outsource the selling as well. You don't want to do this right away. You want to learn the prospecting and the selling first yourself, and then you can hand it off to other people. And I'm going to allow you to use my training to train the outsourcer. So you can actually give them the training material that I give you, and you can have me train them for you. Not in like live, but you can use the videos. I'm going to give you my templates, my swipes, and also my scripts for Facebook Messenger and creating presentations and all of that stuff. This is freaking amazing. Not the free live Q&A thing. That's pretty cool. But not only am I going to do 2 free live Q&A sessions with you, okay, you're going to come on with me and we're going to do it live. It's going to be a group session, but you're going to be part of the group. We're also going to do what's called battling on the call, okay? What that means is a lot of people will come to me and they'll say, you know, Kenny, I'm having a big problem with, let's say it's a phone deal, right? Or knocking on doors or whatever. I'm having a big problem with people with a secretary, you know, they won't get me, they won't put me on the decision maker on the phone. It's very hard for me to answer that question because I don't know exactly what you're hearing on the phone. I don't know what they're saying to you. I don't know any of that stuff, right? So what I will do is I'll say, okay, here's the best way to handle this problem. Open up your microphone, hit me with the objection that you're hearing, and let me respond to it, record it, and then say exactly what I say, and you'll get through, right? That's battling live on the call. So you're going to actually be able to, any objection that you want, whether it's on Messenger or whether it's on the phone or knocking on doors or whatever, anything that you hear, you can say, yep, I want to talk. I want to open up my microphone. You know, people are telling me they can't afford it. Boom. I'm going to go into my mode. I'm going to rebut that. I'm going to close on it. And you're going to be able to use that in your sales presentations, regardless of what you sell, regardless of what you do or how you sell. It doesn't matter. You're going to be able to use it every time you go out. Okay. So that in and of itself is awesome. And what's even better about it is that I absolutely love doing it. It's like the greatest thing ever. I'm on the phone every day for 2 hours. From 9 in the morning to 11 in the morning, I'm on an auto dialer selling something. So I hear the same stuff, whether it's on Messenger, whether it's knocking on doors, whether it's, you know, walking down the street or calling people, whatever. I hear everything that you guys hear when you try to prospect or sell every day, right? And I've been on the phone for 22 years. So I hear this stuff all the time, and I know how to get over it, and I'm going to be able to do it for you live on these 2 Q&A calls, all right? So remember this guy, I just want to report back as per our conversation, 45 contacts, 29 appointments, 9 closed deals out of 15 appointments. That's a pretty decent ratio right there. The 14 other appointments are next week. Total revenue, $8,500 from one prospecting session. I honestly don't know how long it took him to call. I don't know how long he might have done that over a week or whatever. But I know that 45 contacts, he's supposed to write me every week and give me his stats. 45 contacts, he could have done that in one day. He could have done it in 2 hours. He could have done it over a week's time. But the guy made $8,500. Actually, he added $8,500 in revenue to the business that he already owns. He didn't make it from zero. He added on. He already has a company. But $8,500 in monthly recurring revenue from 45 people. Do the math on that. I don't know what it is, but it's really, really good. Okay, that dude's name's Jared. He's a good guy. So let's just say that I'm completely wrong. Everything that I said is wrong, right? Ignore everything that I just said. The numbers don't work. The math doesn't work. The figures don't work out. Nobody's going to contact you. Nobody's going to write you back, all that stuff. If everything, all those videos that I just showed you, video 1, 2, 3, 4, the bonuses and everything else, if all that stuff just got you one new client at $500 a month, whether it's your first client or your 20th, it doesn't matter. If it got you one client at $500 a month, would it be worth investing a few dollars for that one client? And that's an honest question, right? Just answer it to yourself, yes or no, write it down, whatever. If I'm completely wrong, everything that I said is wrong, right? The numbers don't work, the percentages are off, the price, whatever it is. Everything I said is wrong. The testimonials are wrong. Everything's wrong. The numbers are wrong. The math is wrong. If everything that I give you just gets you one new client that pays you $500 per month, would it be worth investing $17, $27, $37, $97, $100? The answer to that question is, if it's anything under $500, I would even go up to probably $1,000 because he's paying you per month, right? If it's anything under $500, the answer has to be yes, because after month 1, you're in pure profit mode, right? If I came to you and I said, listen, I got this guy. He's paying me $500 a month. That's my profit. That's what I put in my pocket. He's paying me $500 a month, and I just don't want to handle him anymore. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Here he is. What are you going to pay me for him? right? If you pay me $500 for them, that's a good deal because you're going to make $500 month number one. You're going to be at zero. Month number two, you're going to be plus $500. Month number three, you're going to be plus $1,000, right? And on and on and on. Okay. So if it's anything under $500, the answer should be yes. And I promise you that this is under $500. I don't know how much it is, but I promise you it's under a lot, very under $500. We also have a 100% no questions asked guarantee. That means that there's no risk to you. So if you have any problems or whatever for any reason, you can just let us know and we will refund every dime that you spent on this program. So you can click the buy button now. Should be below this video. Okay. And you can get started in the membership area right away. And let's be honest, you're going to spend that money anyway. Really. You're going to spend it, right? You got a paycheck in the mail or in the bank account or however people get paychecks these days. I don't know, direct deposit. That money's going out. $27, $17, $37. You're going to dinner. You're going to the movies. Right? You're getting gas. That's like half a tank of gas in a Jeep Wrangler, which is what I drive. So that money's going to be spent anyway. And it's going to come back no matter what. You're getting paid next week or in 2 weeks or whatever. It's going to come back anyway. You're not going to miss it. It's going to be spent. So why not spend it on something that's going to fix your financial problems forever? Which is a prospecting method that anybody can do, which is typing in Facebook Messenger and booking appointments and closing deals. And like I said, no matter what you do, it's going to replenish itself. That paycheck is coming, right? No matter what. You're not going to miss $17, $27, $37, $47, $97, however much it is. You're not even going to know it's gone because you're going to spend it regardless, and it's going to come back. It always does, okay? Bonus, another bonus. My favorite thing out of this whole video right here. Sales Psychology Masterclass. What I'm going to do here for you is I am going to break down a sales video, and I'm going to tell you specifically, word for word, why I am saying things in the specific order and what it's doing, what the purpose is. Nothing that I do is random, okay? It may sound random to you, but nothing that I do is random, okay? Everything is planned out and everything is done for a purpose. So I am going to break down a sales video / sales presentation, whatever you want to call it, right? And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying things, how I'm saying them, why I'm using a specific tone, a specific pace, all that stuff in this video. I'm also going to do it for a telephone script as well, which can also be used in person, okay? So you're going to know why I'm saying, what I'm saying, when I'm saying it, and all that stuff. This right here is better than anything else in this whole entire package. I promise you. Because if you can master this stuff, forget about money for a second. If you can master this stuff, your dating life goes up. You get discounts at stores. You get free crap all the time. This is a true story. Listen to this. Ready? I went to a Met game the other day. I bought a $6 ticket on StubHub for a Met game. Okay, I used what I'm teaching you in this video, the Sales Psychology Masterclass, and I was sitting 5 rows from third base for free. A $6 ticket all the way up in the freaking thing, all the way up top. And I got all the way down to the bottom, a couple rows from third base, using what I'm going to teach you here for nothing. Okay, you can use it for anything that you want to use it for. Got to be careful with it. You don't want to break the law or anything, but you can use it for anything. This right here will change your life forever, right? Money, obviously, but everything else as well. Putting your kids to bed right there, right in front of you. So click the buy button now. Get started. It's right below. You go right to the membership area. You get started. All the stuff is in there, right? So you just get started right away. You can go bang through the videos. And you can ask us questions whenever you want as well. So this is what you're going to get. The 5-part video training series, over 4 hours of training. If you're here this long, you should know that I talk a lot. Because I got a lot. Listen, when it comes to selling stuff and prospecting and building businesses and creating income, I have a lot to say. That's all I do, okay? So it's 4 hours of training. It's a lot. I get it. But it's going to be the best training, hopefully, I think, according to me anyway, that you ever got on this topic. All right, and I hope that that's the level of performance that I can give you. That's what I strive for anyway. So 4 hours of video training, all the slides from the training classes, the box and close sales method, that's worth the price of this just by itself. The free Q&A calls with me where we're going to battle it out. If you want to, you don't have to, open your mic if you don't want, but hopefully some people will, and you pitch, throw objections at me that you have problems with, and I'll rebut them and show you how to get over them. That is definitely worth. I charge for coaching. I charge $5,000 a month, and I meet with somebody every other week. So You're getting 2 live calls with me, and it's, I don't know, under $100, right? Whatever it is. My templates for creating a killer presentation that sells itself. When you create a presentation, this kind of combined with the box and close method, right? So when you create a presentation, the way that I teach you to create it, you don't have to really sell anything, right? Now, there's a difference between selling and closing, okay? So selling is convincing them they should have it and they should buy it from you, right? Best thing in the world, best person in the world. That's you selling something. Closing is sign here. Visa or MasterCard, cash or check. That's closing the deal, right? No, I got to talk to my wife. Rebut, close, rebut, close, rebut, close. That's closing. So when you create a sales presentation, the way that I'm going to show you, you're not going to have to sell anything because the presentation is going to sell it for you, if that makes any sense. If it doesn't make sense now, well, when you get in the membership area, all right? Just understand for now, selling and closing, 2 different things. They're 2 different parts of the process. What we're doing here in bullet point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is teaching you how to create a presentation where you don't have to be the over-the-top enthusiastic salesperson if you don't want to be, because the presentation is designed to do that for you. How to outsource everything. You're going to get email support as well. Sales Psychology Masterclass, my favorite thing because I love psychology and I'm really, really good at it. So I'm going to break down, again, a sales video. I'm going to break down a telephone script, which also can be used in face-to-face meetings if you want. I'm going to break both those down for you. I'm going to tell you why I'm saying things in a specific order and all that stuff, tonality, pace, body language, everything that you need to know about sales psychology and how to use it ethically and morally to close more deals for you, okay? Plus a few other bonuses that I am not going to announce just yet. So let's face it, you're probably spending at least an hour a day on Facebook anyway. Right? I mean, I think the average teenager spends somehow like 30 hours a day on Facebook, and there's only 24 hours in a day. So I don't know how they work that out, but the average adult spends like 45 minutes a day on Facebook, right? So if you're above average, which you probably are, if you're here looking to better yourself by doing stuff like this, you're not average, you're above average. So you're probably spending more than 45 minutes. You might as well use it for something that's going to benefit you. Right? Don't just sit there and like people's kids and like people's meals and like people's, pools and everything else. Use that time to make a full-time income. Why wouldn't you? You're there anyway. You might as well take advantage of the time that you're sitting there anyway and just message people, let them book appointments with you, close the deal, and take the money. Last minute bonus is the last one, I think. Passing off the trust. People tell me all the time, I'm brand new at this. I've never done it before. Nobody knows who I am. I don't have a website. I love that one. My consulting company's been around 10 years. We don't have a website. Never will. How do you get over that hump? You're brand new. You never did anything before. How do you get over that hump? I am going to show you literally in seconds how to become the guy or the girl in your industry, in your niche, in your area, even if you've never done anything before. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows the company name. You have no testimonials. You have no proof. You have nothing. I'm going to show you how to become massively credible, literally in seconds. I'm not talking about like a couple days. I'm like literally saying like 10 seconds or less. I'm going to teach you how to gain massive credibility where people have to say yes to you based on credibility, even if you're brand new. All right. So remember, you're 100% protected by our money back guarantee. We also process all of our payments through PayPal. So don't believe me. Right? A lot of people say, oh, I don't know who you are. What if you don't give me your money back? Well, we process our payments through PayPal, and they always side with the buyer anyway. You should know that by now. I mean, they never side with us. I promise you, ever. Like, that never happens. So if you have any problems with us, which you never will, because we give our money back when we say we will. So if you have a problem, come to us, and we'll give you the money back if you have an issue. But you're protected 100% by PayPal as well, and they're the largest payment processor on the planet. They will back you up. So click the buy button now. Get started. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned a lot from this video, and I know you're going to learn a lot when you get inside that membership area. So click the buy button now, get started, and I'll see you inside.